All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Start Your Day Great. Start Your Day with a Coach. I am your certified high performance coach, Sean Butner. And today we're talking about how do you survive the unprivate office, right? And you'll know what I'm talking about if you are someone that has worked in a cube forest, pod forest, cubicle, type setup where there's really no walls, there's no privacy, or maybe you're working from home and you have a room where you can't close the door, or where when the door is closed, you have people that want snacks and are like, hey, like, mom, dad, like, I'm hungry, and it's like, hey, I'm working right now, can you give me 5 minutes? And I'm like, no, I need snacks now, and you go down that whole thing. So, as someone who I've been talking a lot about high performance introverts, and our ability to sit and focus on one thing is directly related to the amount of productivity we have, whether that is in building a really strong relationship, building a connection with someone, or really making sure we write the best code that we possibly can in an effective way. Gotta wake up. So how do you manage that on private office? And if you have an office that's loud, that has like the loud conference call guy, that has the loud snacker, or person that is just super social and is always hovering over your shoulder asking you what you're doing, then that can be really frustrating. It can be really draining. It can really prevent us from putting out the value and connection we want with our work. So if that's you, then you're in the right place. If not, maybe you can learn a little bit more about your introverted friends or coworkers or family members. But I just have a couple of quick ideas that helped me in my corporate career in software when we had this big push to go to the open floor plan where there's no walls. Basically there's a spot at a desk that you find when you get there, and you have to manage everything, phone calls, meetings, and all that stuff in a open floor plan. So first thing to note is that you have to realize that your style. Some people can handle the noise, or some people like to go to a coffee shop and just hear all the chatter in the background, and that helps them focus, right? So it's kind of like a white noise thing. So that works for some folks, and that's awesome. And for other folks, you are picking up every single conversation. You are not able to get into that flow state unless it's quiet, right? So you have to know that about yourself first. Or which degree. For me, there are certain things that I can tune out, and that's fine. There are certain things that cut through that protective blanket in my head that really just kind of pierce. It feels like it's punching me in the ear. And that could be really, really infuriating, is the word I'm looking for. So, how do you manage that? Well, first thing is you can switch your environment, right? One of the biggest things that I figured out when I was working at Walmart doing software is that if I was at my desk, I'd have people walking up, I'd have to handle phone calls. There's a lot of things that would just happen when I'm like, I just need an hour to sit through, think this through, get this thing, patched up so I can get on to the next thing, and kind of batch how, all the communications and stuff would come in, so I could handle it, have some focus time, handle it, have some focus time. And trying to protect that was really tough. But I knew that if I was able to batch communications in the morning, I could sneak off to the cafeteria or into a conference room, or leave campus and go to a coffee shop to then focus on getting some code done. And that really, really, switching it up really helped me. And it also went paired with the second idea, which was having some type of headphones to help you kind of drown out loud people that are in your vicinity. So whether that's at the coffee shop, again, or at home, it's having noise canceling headphones on could be a signal that, hey, you're focusing, maybe, not interrupt you, and I know that can be tough with small kids. So, hopefully you have someone that you can help you with that. Or you can train the kids to be there's an hour kind of cadence where focus for 50 minutes, Then there's 10 minutes to help out, do whatever, if that works for you. So try to think about ways to kind of signal like it with your environment, right? So change your environment's number one. Signal with your environment is number two that you need to focus. And the third thing, excuse me, that really helped me when I was at Apple. And at Apple, for most of the time, I had a private office, which was amazing. But there are times, you're out in a pit or you don't have that luxury. There were a couple of times when I was working there that happened. And it's, again, headphones, but it's also blocking time, right? You have to be really, really attuned to what your focus is, right? So you have to be a weapon at that. So the best way that we know in high performance is to do block time. And that is, again, a 50-minute chunk where you're like, I'm focused on this project, this task, moving this thing forward that really needs to happen, and having a 10-minute bio break, a little bit of a break, eye rest or meditation or moving around, or socializing, checking emails, that kind of stuff, and then back in to your hour chunk for the next thing you got to focus on. And so those three things, which are change your environment, signal with your environment, and then really just manage what you're focusing on, those three things can really help you manage in a non-private office. So if that's you guys, post below, let me know what you liked about this, what you didn't like about it. The feedback helps me get better at doing these little bits of content during the week. And that said, this is Sean Butner signing off with Live with More Joy, more personal growth, and more impact in your communities. I will talk to you guys on Friday. Take care.